Hey everybody, wanted to take a moment and talk with you guys about a particular text message that I've received, and I've received some that were similar, but this one in particular I felt like we should talk about. And I want to say, people are reaching out to me with, some heavy stuff, some really personal stuff. And I think what's attractive about this is the everyman quality of it, It's just people opening up to each other. Smoking a cafe nub espresso from my buddy Eric Stockard at the Cigar Box on Rosewood Drive in Columbia, South Carolina, USA. That was douchey, sorry. But back to the matter at hand. I want to say that, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist even. I'm not any kind of licensed or this or that. And so I don't give medical advice as a rule of thumb. If my friends come to me with something, going on, and I know that there is the presence of mental illness, or I sense that even, I know that it's a conversation that requires more than just sharing about, myself and what I've been through and what I did and didn't do and what worked and what didn't and all that. We're talking about something different. Now, me personally, I've never been diagnosed, but I do believe that I suffer from some sort of anxiety disorder because, there have been symptoms that were, couldn't be ignored. And everybody that I talked to was like, this is what's up with you. And I do things to manage it, and it works. And this is actually one of those things. But I have a text message that I want to share with you guys. And I don't know where this number is from. It's an international number. It's 2 digits, and then 4 digits, and then 6 digits. Starts with 44. So, I'm sorry I keep stopping to hit the cigar. It's so good. So it started with a picture, a dog picture. I'm getting a lot of dog pictures, and that's awesome. I love dogs, and what I'm going to do at some point, as this evolves, is I'm going to feature somebody's dog on each one that I do. Definitely on the regular Thursday thing. This is still evolving. I'm very much dilettante, but I'm going to keep doing it. Just because it's fun, and I think that it's doing something positive, so why the hell wouldn't I? So, the pictures of the dog. Cute dog. I think he's like a Scottish Terrier or something like that. Something like that. I'm not an expert. There's even one in here of the dog with tape over the top of his eyes. And I said, this one's the best. I love the eyebrows. He looks like Groucho Marx. He said, who's that? I said, he was an American actor a long, long time ago. He had big eyebrows and smoked a cigar. And then we simultaneously Googled Groucho Marx, and then the ha-has ensued. He asked if I had a dog. He or she asked if I had a dog, and I sent him a picture of my dog Lola with her little hat on. It's adorable. If you text me, I'll send it to you. You shoot me a text, say, hey Roger, let me see your dog. Loves the hat. We talked a little bit about dog breeds, and I sent him or her today, yesterday. I'm sorry, right after I launched the channel, the link to the YouTube channel. And we started to talk some more. He said, "You're very inspirational. Do you think you could help me?" Today at 7:30 p.m., he said, "Do you think you could help me?" He or she. I'm sorry, I don't know why I want to keep saying he. I feel like for some reason I got that indication, but I said I'm willing to try. And he said, and actually, let me stop there. I'm not going to read all of this because, and not exactly the way that it's written, because I don't want to violate this person's trust, and I don't want, I don't know, I just don't want to violate that. It's more about the larger subject here that I want to talk about. And so they go on to tell me about, going through having depression, and sadness, the whole of sadness, and feeling that way now, and feeling like there's no point in trying. And I said, I've been in that place. It's the worst feeling ever. I've never been diagnosed, but I have definitely struggled with what I know to be some sort of anxiety disorder. And the crashes, when I really get wound up, are soul crushing. And they said, yeah, it's... I asked, because, for me, right here and now, I know that there's something else going on. So I asked, do you have a doctor? Not really. Made some med changes on their own. And I said, oh boy, yeah, I've seen that happen with friends. That's probably making you feel worse. Am I right? And they said, yes. There's so many side effects to the meds. It's risky to take it upon myself to start again. And I said, you should get with your doctor as soon as you can. Are you comfortable with the doc you have now? She's okay, I guess. They felt like what they shared with the doctor was received weirdly. So they're not comfortable with their doctor. And I said, man, if you're suffering from, if what you're suffering from can be managed by you and your doctor, you owe it to yourself to do what it takes. I mean, why not do something good for yourself? Don't you deserve it? And they said something, about having a hard time getting an appointment, and having some personal stuff going on that I think is something could really create a lot of shame and a lot of really dark feelings. So I asked flat out, have you thought about hurting yourself? And they said, I have had thoughts. I've had thoughts. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Recently here where I live in Colombia, we had a tragic occurrence with someone that was, loved by many people in the city. He and I weren't great friends. I didn't really know him. I ran into him at a club that a rock club here, but he was really, really deeply ingrained in the local scene here, and people were devastated by what happened, and it has started. It's given some momentum to this movement of being open with your friends about where you're at, and being able to be honest, surrounding yourself with people that you can be honest with and open up with, especially when you're feeling that level of sadness, and I feel like this is something that we can never talk about enough. I mean, I know that suicide, awareness and prevention, and it's out there and it's available. I'm going to ask that you guys in the comments below give some encouragement to this individual, because I'm going to shoot them the link to this after it posts. And if you guys would give them some encouragement and provide some resources that you know of for when people are sad and lonely and depressed and maybe having thoughts and feelings of hurting themselves. My ash is going to drop any second now, right into my lap. But, and no hateful stuff, no fighting, no arguing, none of that stuff. I'll monitor the comments. Anything like that is going to be, we're just not doing that. That's just not what this is for. No medical advice. If you're not a doctor, don't advise anybody with medical advice. We're talking about you. What's up with you? What have you done when you felt that way, or when you knew people that felt that way? You know, let's talk about that. You know, so I look forward to seeing what you guys have to offer, and I think that this is great. You know, that we can have this kind of circular conversation. Where we all share about ourselves and what's going on with us and what we think about these things. You know, it's this anonymous way for people to get their, you know, their innermost feelings or thoughts out, and we can see what people think about it. We can garner the experience. Did I use that in context? Garner? I don't know. The experience of others to help each other. So this is officially an SOS video. I'm gonna make it's a rule of thumb from here going forth. I decree that if I'm talking to somebody and it's that kind of situation, I'm gonna shoot an SOS video. So share this. Follow me on Twitter. Come connect with me on Facebook. I just started an Instagram channel that I'm going to put up. So hashtag Dear Roger That! ! Let's see if we can't help each other.